Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
I speak for the trees.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Earth Shaker.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Star Ladder I-League Invitational Season number 3 North American Qualifiers. That is right, kicking things off for today now. Moving along in the brackets here, we now have our bottom portion of what is the first round matchups for today. In fact, we got 3 best of 3s going to be coming at you, because not only do we have the bottom portion, but then we're going to be doing our advancement, the second round even, of the winner's bracket very late tonight. But we're getting it all kicked off here with a great matchup indeed. We got Team Leviathan going up against Complexity Gaming here in this best of 3. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Z-Rock here as my co-caster. Z-Rock, we've got a long day ahead of us, but it should be some good Dota here.
Yeah, absolutely.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Silencer.
Yeah, and I think that was a little bit of the schedule kind of playing tricks on people, and I kind of saw that coming, to be honest. Not that I expected them to lose in the later days. There it was more so the last day is when those losses came, of course, but that's when they went on to face DC and the Dire, which are actually 2 teams that are currently in the finals as we speak of the King's Cup itself. So again, it's not surprising that that they maybe had some losses later on, but I still expect big things of Complexity, as we've talked about several times before, overall as the season picks up here. But you got Leviathan on the other side, who is a makeup of some solid players, some that have been around for a bit. What are your expectations for Leviathan as a team moving forward?
10 seconds.
Maybe a handful of minor qualifications. Maybe a top 8, maybe a top 4 at a minor. I don't think they're a bad team by any means. I think they'll take wins off of most of the teams in North America. But I think from what I've seen from these players in the past, I mean, they've always kind of been around North America. They've pulled out some decent results, but they've struggled to be consistent over the long term. So consistency is definitely key as we look at all of these games they have to play going forward. And it's kind of too early on to tell, but for this series, I think they're going to match up fairly well against Complexity. It could be a bit harder than Complexity's ready for.
Well, we'll see. Obviously, getting things kicked off here with the draft, and we are well into it, so let's start taking a look at the actual game itself. Now, we got Nature's Prophet into a Silencer coming out for Complexity so far. Earthshaker Batrider on the side of Leviathan, but Complexity, value in the Nature's Prophet, maybe not that surprising. The Silencer in the second pick, though, and kind of usually feels like a little bit early on, but I was going to say I picked in a reaction to the Batrider maybe, but honestly, they actually picked it up before the Batrider even came out. Or did they?
Yeah,
no, they picked it up in reaction. I'm sorry, they did pick it up
It's
after.
still an odd pick, though. Like, yeah, it's a fine answer to Bat and Shaker. You can try to just global right after the Echo or something along those lines and break the combo a little bit. But
yeah,
it's definitely interesting. I'm a bit surprised to see where they're going to run it. I'm assuming it's going to be a support silencer, but it has a pretty bad chance of just getting painfully destroyed in lane if they do end up running it as a support. We saw a couple days ago that it can get ran down by a Batrider. A couple stacks of napalm, and any support without a hard CC can just die.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that coming out. So, but yeah, I believe I've seen Complexity draft Silencer a couple times here with the new roster and everything, and I want to say Kyle, aka formerly known as Swinomelons, of course. Now
is Kyle official now?
Kyle.
Is
it's
really
official.
What he's gonna be?
Yeah, no, I think this is definitely a professional decision on his part, and I know it's something that You know, in the gaming world, the idea of trying to use more legitimate names, or even their actual name in this case, is not necessarily becoming a trend, but it's just it is looked at like, you know, it's better than Swindlemelons, right? You know, that just kind of has like a I'm young,
Banana
I'm 14.
Slam Jamma.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some silly ones out there. You got BSG on the other side. But yeah, so my point is I expected to perhaps see it in his hands. A hero that I'm really intrigued, though, to see, very, very likely, honestly, knowing complexity, is this Brewmaster. They've been picking it a lot lately.
Yeah, actually would do very well into this lineup. It's great at just peeling somebody off of the Ursa. Like, if Ursa's just running at you, you just throw them up in the air and run away. It can stop Batrider from pulling someone back with lasso. Even just use the Storm Panda to run around and find Shaker. If you can do anything to him to stop the blink in, it could be super big. I definitely would like to see it out of them here.
Earth Spirit.
Okay, they go Earth Spirit for now.
Earth Spirit.
Yep. Sounds good to me. Obviously, a great 4-position player, and Earth Spirit's one of those, if you're comfortable with the hero, can do wonders. We saw a bit of that yesterday, of course, in OG's debut.
That's a little bit different, though. I'm going to be honest.
A little bit different, but I mean, Z-Freak's a good player himself, and
he is. He's not a bad Earth Spirit. I've seen him play. He's definitely good. It's just there is another level to Jarak's Earth Spirit. It is,
of course,
it is far and wide different than anybody else. The one thing I'm noticing though right now is Complexity's lineup is really squishy without a lot of peel though. Like they've got Earth Spirit who can help do that, but really they need to find either somebody really tanky with a stun as a frontliner, so they can at least posture up the towers and try to take them, or they need to find a way to act super aggressive themselves. Or this lineup is just going to run at them from Leviathan. You're just going to get cast into Ursa blinking on you. All of the CC out of the Leviathan squad. They need answers now rather than just a set piece draft.
Maybe something along the lines of that Dragon Knight could kind of fit that bill pretty well. The Initiator, the Stunner, that front liner. We talked about Brewmaster. Doesn't necessarily provide the hard stun outside of the Primal Split, of course, but there is that option still.
If they wanted to run carry NP, they could absolutely go both of those, and it would be good.
Huh. Carry NP, huh? Is that
seen it?
Thing?
Yeah, China did it a little bit, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
Interesting.
We also could see the. It's normally Limp playing their mid right now, right? And Chessie's playing their.
Limp's the mid, Chessie's the carry.
Yeah. I mean, Invoker definitely still an option. That would give them a lot of control to kind of slow down the aggression coming in from Leviathan. I think it'd be very good. We know Limp and Chessie both play it, so I would be, yeah, wow.
Interesting. We can see a sniper coming out, so the Limp sniper instead going to be the option here. So kind of completely opposite of what you're getting at with this beefy frontliner. They go something that's going to sit way back and do some damage.
But can he sit way back with this lineup they have? That's my concern right now. As I said, their only real peel, yeah, I guess Sprout, but it's Earth Spirit, and that's fairly long cooldowns and only one hero. I'm really curious to see how they're going to prevent Leviathan from getting to them.
Well, that's something, that final pick is obviously going to have to take care of that. And you figure, to me, it leans a lot more towards that Brewmaster than anything else. Like, Brewmaster, I think, would actually be a great ban here by Leviathan, just simply because it fits that mold of, yes, they still need that frontliner. And obviously, he kind of fits that very well, and it's a very comfortable hero for them as of late.
There it is.
There you go. Good decision there by Leviathan. So now that puts complexity in the spot. Okay, now who do they go instead? I mean, there's still like a Chaos Knight. Would that be really good here? Probably not.
Sven could be a decent pickup here. It'd just be something that can give them a whole bunch of armor buff, which is super value right now against Leviathan's team. Ursa, all physical for the most part. Witch Doctor ult is physical. And the rest of their stuff's just control. So Warcry could pay off dividends here. Getting the AoE stun would be very nice.
Yeah, Sven is still open, as you mentioned, so that would be that would make sense.
The other more X Factor option, we only saw a couple European teams doing this, but Wraith King could potentially work. You just dive bomb him in, you go like Blink Blade Mail Radiance, and he intentionally dies in the front line, just slowing the whole team. And that just opens up a ton of room for Sniper and Nature's Prophet just to wail on people.
Yeah. The one downside of that is... Okay, wow, interesting.
Wow.
We see a Slark.
This is
yeah, go ahead.
Squishy. This is very, very squishy out of complexity.
There's that, and Slark in general just hasn't been a one-position hero that we've seen at all lately.
It is really good into this lineup, though.
10
Like,
seconds remaining.
in a vacuum, Slark does very well against all 5 of these heroes. He can do a number on Batrider.
Remaining.
Just being able to purge napalm stacks. If his supports give him a little bit of a level lead, he just dominates Batrider at all phases of the lane. Oh, man. I'm still kind of scared for complexity here, though. I really like Leviathan's draft overall.
What do they look for their final pick here?
Probably
Probably
a
mid option.
Yeah.
Against a sniper. So, I mean, sniper's obviously a tough matchup to go into, but
Puck is still available. It's a little hard into Earth Spirit Silencer. Macro. That's a nice little answer to the Slark, because it means he can't save the ult until he's very, very low and use it to sneak out. He's going to have to be very proactive with that ultimate, getting it off at half health or more, and really using it to be very aggressive. By the way, I love that BSJ has the super expensive set. Alpine Ursa.
It does look pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. Freaking hats, man. Those claws, too, are just badass. But yeah, by the way, actually, Sammy Boy, again, I happen to have BSJ on my podcast here, what was it, like about a month ago now, talking about this team when it was announced, and he really wanted to stress this Sammy Boy player here. The idea that he feels like he's an up-and-coming, really, he's a younger, but potentially going to be a really good mid player on the North American competitive scene. I don't know if you know much about him yourself.
Oh yeah, I've played with Noble Wings a lot. I played against him in a lot of tournaments. I absolutely have played with this guy all the way through his up and coming Dota career, I guess. He's a huge SECS grinder. The Sunday Evening Cup, back when that used to be ran, he'd play every one of those. I think he was notorious because he won it 5 or 6 weeks in a row.
Okay.
It's not the most high tier tournament, but every so often Merlini would make a stack and play in it. People like that, but they do scout Z-Freak making the roll over here. He did notice that though, so he didn't throw the ward up. Yeah, but yeah, no, I think Noble Wings has potential. Sammy Boy, it's going to be really hard for me to change names there. But the issue I've had with him in the past that he struggled with is he's very emotional. He reminds me a lot of the SSA Spartan, the Mouse Sports guys, where he's very tempo oriented. If he's feeling good and he's very excited, he plays out of this world. Mm-hmm. I mean, he could beat Sumail in his best state, but at the same time, if he gets ganked a couple times and he's feeling bad about the game, he kind of mentally seems to struggle to drag himself back into it.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like just that mid-role player in general, it's tends to be that younger guy, the guy with the cocky attitude, the one that has those emotions. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who said it. It might have been Dendy, but there was a quote from a mid player once that said, "You have to go in expecting to win every matchup. You have to expect them to be a pub that's worse than you, and if you go in with any other attitude, you've already lost." And it really does hold true.
Yeah.
The battle begins.
Well, he's going to be matched up against Sniper here, so I know you talked about it's great against the Slark especially, but what about on a 1v1 versus Sniper? I mean, it's probably not even going to be 1v1 necessarily, as Earth Spirit's going to be here, but is this a matchup that he can do well in, or is this going to be a struggle, you think?
It sucks for the Necro. It really does. He's just going to get pressured by Shrapnel, and it's going to be hard, but as long as he plays it well and gets last hits, the problem with this matchup is if you miss 2 or 3 last hits as Necro, you're way behind. You don't get that extra Sadist regen, and then you're at risk of just dying. So I expect Limp to run out a bunch of damage for himself early, either a second Wraith Band or Phase Boots, or something to just really up his base damage and control the CS.
Moo being really annoying at the bottom lane, doing the pull there with the tree and protectors. Look at Z-Freak, meanwhile. He smoked up. He's trying to find the courier snipe, but doing a good job at the Radiant side, holding off in it, I guess, if anything. Nothing currently being delivered on the courier, so don't think he's going to be getting that courier snipe unless he plays the really, really extra long patient game here. They are not sending it out, so it is a defensive tri-lane, though, from the Radiant side here, as they got both Earthshaker and Witch Doctor down here with the Ursa.
We had some cool counterplay there, though, too. Leviathan ended up pulling the hard camp over to that creep wave right away, so they were able to get a double dip on the experience. They ended up clearing out basically an entire hard camp as well. So, good XP for them. Really kind of makes us even what Moo did in the bot lane.
Yeah. And Moo having to be very safe. What do you think about both supports being down here? I mean, it's very, very early on still, but is this necessary for Leviathan, or could they maybe send one of the supports perhaps in the mid lane?
It's what you want to do until Z-Freak pressures mid too much. Like, at a certain point, you're going to have to rotate the Shaker over and help, but until then, you want to keep everyone down here and get Ursa the biggest lead he can.
Yeah.
If he gets to, like, phase boots and a quelling blade so he can eat a tree, he can just run at Moo and pretty much 1v1 him, but you got to get him there first.
See Bat Rider harassing in the jungle up at the top side here, going at it with Chessie. Trying to steal some of that farm from him, as we usually see offlane Bat Riders do. Z-Freak again rolling in the middle lane. The Shrapnel comes out. Sammy Boy's going to take a good amount of damage right here, but he'll be able to heal him up.
Salve. He needs a salve so badly.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he doesn't have one. He just has a Fairy Fire. Regen Rune would be nice. Maybe you can go grab
that works.
That. just hope for one of those. There you go.
Moo's TP is down. He's not in the best of spots.
He's going to be fine, but yeah, he's definitely in kind of an awkward position here. As he's going to end up mid, actually, and even leech a little bit of experience here from Limp, but I'm sure he'll eventually make his way back to the bottom lane. What is Limp doing, man? He's diving pretty deep himself. He's going to be fissured up, actually.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Ran boots out already. Like, that regen rune's super nice on Necro, but this is going to be a turnaround. This is our first blood.
Most likely. One more auto attack. There you go. Limp gets it. Yeah, he was not expecting Z-Freak on that Earth Spirit to be there, but you almost have to, because obviously this is where he's been camping, basically, for this whole game,
yeah.
So Earthshaker got comfortable.
And this actually gives Limp such a big XP lead, though, because it took Sammy Boy so long to go get that rune. Like, Limp's going to be up almost an entire level by the time this creep wave dies, and Sniper getting ahead on the Necro is very, very scary from a level standpoint. If he hits 6 before Necro's closing in on his own 6, there's very easy kill potential with Z-Freak.
Moo making the smart decision to TP out. Meanwhile, top lane, Jenkins does go down on Bat Rider. I was watching him earlier, seeing some routes. I didn't see the Earth Spirit coming in, though. And sure enough, Earth Spirit roaming in, sets up that kill. I'm sure, as again, Z-Freak being, well, yeah, he got credit for the kill right there. You mentioned Limp having that advantage. He just run. He's almost playing like a melee snap right here. Here comes a TP in from Moo. I don't even know if that was necessary. Maybe for vision, if anything, but they do secure the kill as a result of it. So good rotation from him. And Limp, he's 5.5 now. Going to be level 6 much quicker than the Necrophos here.
Yeah,
that's right.
If he's 6 and Necro's 4, Necro can't even lane. You just shrapnel him twice and ult, and it's pretty much a kill. They need Nushim to connect with something soon. Because, like, this is one other issue. Moo's been playing this bottom lane very, very well, in just that he hasn't died yet.
Yeah.
If you die to the Ursa lane, it can set him off on the snowball that's super hard to curb. But even if you let Ursa have unmitigated free farm in the early game, it's not that bad. Like, the issue lies when you feed him a couple kills, he gets that extra XP you wouldn't have gotten, a little more gold. But right now, Moo's done very well at not feeding away anything.
Man,
and as I say that...
as you say that, okay, yeah, he's in the trouble at the bottom, and the cask bounces back, actually, and he runs into him. The Fury swipes that up for the kill, so BSJ does secure that kill. I was watching middle lane. Necro's actually got very low again, but no level 6 at the time on Limp, so unable to assassinate him just yet.
Now it's more time waiting, though. Yeah, he's shrapneling the rune, but... Oh, is he gonna get it?
Oh, he actually got the assassinate off. Not enough damage, but the shrine pop might have just saved him right there, actually.
Well, and it commits the shrine, though, and Sammy Boy's still at half health. Like,
yeah.
What does he do here? Limp's gonna go hit his own shrine, get back to full, and the next shrapnel that's up is another potential kill.
Well, it sounds like a lot's gonna be riding on BSJ here on this Ursa down at the bottom lane. Not only getting that kill, actually, on Nature's Prophet, as we saw, but now gonna really want to get that snowball going, and he is gonna be going Vlad's with his first item choice from the looks of it here. You like the Vlad's?
Possibly. Z-Freak's probably dead, though.
Oh, he is in trouble, yeah. Boulder smash on through. Only hit the one. No way he's getting a barrel roll out, and there's 3 heroes here, so Jenkins gets credit for the kill there.
I'm not the biggest fan of it, only because the rest of his team doesn't really do a lot of right-click damage, and so it's not really supplementing them at all. It does give him a little bit more armor, which will help out against this like tri-physical damage core with the Sniper, Slark, and Nature's Prophet, but I almost would like to see him go... He's got a different build where he goes like drums Yasha and runs at people. I think that would have had a lot of potential in this game.
Well, committing towards the Vlad's for now, the way he's already bought the headdress especially, so
yeah,
pretty much guaranteed.
Condolences, Jenkins.
I mean, he is tethered up. I'm guessing the curse
he should be very
out.
dead.
Yeah.
Slark Q just started, so that's going to do 200 damage to him. And then you have Kyle still has his last word up as well for another like 170. Yeah. It should be enough to kill him.
Oh, and Moo's teleporting. Yeah, I was going to say, especially with Moo coming in. There's no way. Don't give up, says Z-Freak. Well, he's telling his team that, so. No reason to give up for complexity, that's for sure. They're definitely looking pretty good early on. This is going to be some nice top tower pressure now coming out. So good momentum for them. And I know Moo's not unique to this by any means, but again, they've drafted him. They just profit throughout the King's Cup a little bit as they're going to keep going, aren't they? Master Kenshiro here playing the Witch Doctor. He gets Dove on. And not much more Earthshaker could do right there at that point. That ends up being an easy tower kill, but the point I was getting at, it seems like he's always very active, looking to teleport right from the beginning.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
If he connects with one or two of those TP ganks, it's a super effective pick. It just does so much work. But we've seen, I mean, we saw in one of the games we casted recently, Nature's Prophet, that just couldn't find anything. He just died in his lane a couple times, wasn't able to push any towers. It looked really subpar, but the supplemental damage from him, part of this comes in the fact they have some form of CC in every lane. Z-Freak's been mid a lot. You also have Slark Pounce, so a lot of ways to lock somebody down and let Moo come in to help.
Yeah. Ursa just continues to free farm bottom. Again, he is doing very well. Taking a look at the net worth now, he's just about tied with Limp, who's obviously had a very successful middle lane on the sniper here, who, by the way, he's going the Mask of Madness again. I just can't get over how just popular this item has become. It's just, you see on nearly so many of these carry heroes, really. But look at the Smoke Ink, by the way. They're going to the middle lane. Speaking of Limp, oh, they want to kill him. They're going to find Earth Spirit instead, so that's a kill, but it is a little unfortunate for them, because if Earth Spirit doesn't go, then they might commit to the Limp kill, and that would have been better value.
Yeah, if Limp had 3 shrapnel charges up, though, it would have been real fun to see what would have happened, because I'm pretty sure they lose 2 going for that kill if he has multiple shrapes up, but instead it'll be Z-Freak tanking the gank. Limp's not going to be upset about that at all. And yeah, this complexity lineup should be able just to start running at towers here. They're going to see, yeah, Sammy Boy's so dead.
And yeah, the Ghost Shroud really is not going to do much for him there, because both Shrapnel and Assassinate themselves are magic, so...
And Moo with the KSing ult there. Sniped it into mid.
Wrath of the Nature. Nature Wrath. Wrath of Nature, there you go. That mid tower, it's taking a good chunk of damage here in the backlands. What is this about? Slark's back here. He actually activates the Shadow Dance. Secures the kill onto Earthshaker. The Assassinate getting the kill. You see Jenkins trying to chase after the Slark. No lasso, though. He's not even level 6. And that's the thing with Slark, however. Of course, he is great against Batrider for the idea of the Dark Pact. If he uses it correctly, he can purge off a lasso attempt pretty easily.
And just purging off Napalm, super value as well.
That too. So, yeah, definitely great start here for Complexity. 3,000 net worth lead, and my eyes just continue to go back to Ursa here. And again, going to Vlad's, like you're talking about, though, it's very farm-heavy item for this early on in the game. So he's just going to continue to farm for now. He has a Blink Dagger queued up, but that means the Blink Dagger's not going to come out for, 13, 14 minute mark here at this rate. And you got to wonder how much more is going to happen from Complexity in that time.
Vlad's is normally an item you get when you're looking to group and do something as a team. And your Batrider's still not even close to his Blink Dagger. I mean, he has nothing right now. And the Necro, I mean, just at level 7, still nothing himself. It just seems a little odd. He could have just stopped at the Morbid Mask and gotten the Blink and been real close to it right now.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of Ursos do that. Just simply get the Morbid Mask and then eventually build it into a Vlad's later on, if anything. So, yeah, choosing to go in full, though. I'm trying to set up a kill at the top lane. Kyle's just keeping his distance. He's almost level 6. That's good news. Continuing to be good news for Complexity, of course. Getting that global science ASAP, but he's having to hug the tower now. Meanwhile, middle lane, they're diving Earthshaker while this distraction's happening. Now back to the top lane. Kyle, he's going to be dove on. Chesty picks up a kill. Witch Doctor, by the way. TP in for Nature's Prophet, and Limp comes here as well. Also on PSJ. He's having a TP out. Limp takes out Jenkins. They are not able to stop the Ursa, though, from teleporting. But that's 3-0 in kills right there for Complexity. What looked like to be a sure kill, at least on Silencer.
That global was beautiful from Kyle there. It was mid-bat lasso. Like, the animation was already starting, and managing to just make that stand there like he's got an issue and just died, yeah. Nice.
Leviathan, again, the one saving grace is the fact that Ursa survives there, but it's not.
But Ursa's a tempo carry. He's not getting kills anymore. He's not.
What about Sniper? Sniper going the Mask of Madness here, going back to that. Now he actually has some Maelstrom queued up, so just going the right-click build from the back lines.
That would generally be really scary if anyone on this team was on tempo. Like if Earthshaker was 1,000 gold towards his blink, or Batrider was real close to his, but at the moment, he just feels immune. Until those mobility items come up, there's not an easy way to get to him. As I said, if Batrider was closing in on blink already, they'd be super brave to go for Maelstrom now.
You see Slark pouncing away there.
Because you have to imagine the follow-up to it's probably going to be Dragonlance. Like Dragonlance into Hurricane Pike. Very, very good into Ursa.
And then that's when he has that saving tool himself, the extra range even, on top of his passive. Jenkins rotating in, going to find Nature's Prophet, does have the lasso. Is it coming off though? Nope, in comes Z-Freak with the silence, and now it's Jenkins the one that's in trouble. He just went simply a little bit too deep right there to try to make that kill happen. Ends up backfiring.
It's one of those games nothing is connecting for Leviathan. Yeah. The rotations from Complexity are all there on time. You're just not bringing anybody down. Except for Z-Freak.
Okay, this is kill number 3 on him, I want to say. Yeah, so Z-Freak they're able to kill. And then that's Reaper Scythe kill on top of that, so that's 30 seconds more before he's going to be back up. And possibly a top tower push. We'll see if Complexity puts any resources into defending this. I mean, currently, though, they're pushing bottom lane. They may just not care. And just
they may try to go for 2. Yeah. Moo has a Blightstone as well as drums, so they can put a ton of damage into this if they want to commit to it a little bit.
So it is going to be the tower kill at the top. As you mentioned, though, bottom lane, the pressure's on that tier 2. And if you're Team Leviathan, you probably want to send some response to this. Definitely don't just want to give this up here. So right now it's only Nature's Prophet even.
They're going to look to Roche, I think, on LVT. It's very brave, but at this point in the game, they kind of have to.
It is Ursa, so obviously a very good Roshan team already, just him alone, and as we see, Roshan is dropping pretty quickly. You're all right, though, it's a brave attempt, but Complexity doesn't see it right now, but you almost have to think that they figure it's happening, the way they're not defending bottom.
Yeah.
And Kyle's checking this.
Kyle knows.
He has Global Silence, but he just sent the Arcane's Curse. Yeah, they didn't really react to it, though. So, I don't know, maybe they weren't 100% sure, but again, the way they weren't defending bottom, you had to figure that that was probably the case.
Do they really care about the Roche, though, at this point? Like, they're winning the pressure war. If they kill everybody but Ursa, they have Shrapnel, they have Sprout, they have Earth Spirit. There's so many ways just to stop him from being productive in a fight. It does get him his Blink, though. That's a huge item pickup for LVT. And the fact that now Ursa can actually try to solo kill Sniper, Nature's Prophet, even Earth Spirit if he gets right on top of him.
If you're, I was going to say, yeah, I know you mentioned the idea of the Dragonlance into the Hurricane Pike. If you're Sniper, though, don't you probably want to go Force Staff first, actually, even.
Yeah, it depended on the Blink timings. As soon as you see one hero on Leviathan with a Blink, you want to get the Force. So if Ursa was still slower to get that, the tower and the Roshan and the 1 kill he got just kind of made that come a lot quicker than it was going to. I think you go Dragonlance if you don't see a Blink Dagger yet, but now that there's one up, grab the Force.
Jesse having fun with BSJ right there. He actually missed the Pounce Leash, but he just kind of runs on by, steals a couple of creeps, and then even picks up the Haster now and goes back, wrapping around the middle lane again. He has that Shadow Blade. He's going to look for him once again. Level 12 already as well. Middle lane, that's a free kill. Okay, he's like, all right, free kill, Witch Doctor, I'll take it. If I must. Yeah, you mentioned though, Slark's farm's pretty good as well. We have a lot of focus on Sniper, but Jesse's been quietly almost now farming very well. 7,300 net worth. He's second behind that Sniper here.
I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure he intentionally Shadow Bladed in like Ursa vision range there. Like he faded at the last second and Ursa caught a glimpse of him, which made Ursa blink back. Otherwise, that Witch Doctor kill was a little bit sketchy. Like maybe you get casked into Ursa just full comboing your face. But that was really cute if that was what happened.
Perhaps the play there. Next
smoke up though from Complexity. They want to kill in mid because if they find 1 kill here, it opens up the T2. But it's just going to be the Ursa.
This kind of feels bad, man, for Leviathan. I mean, it continues to be that way as well. Kyle finds Batrider over here, but now you have Earth Spirit up here. He's going to barrel into a couple of heroes, but now Sammy was going to try to TP out. However, the Boulder Smash happens. Now you have Nushai over here. He's TPing out. All of a sudden, this Necrophos left behind. Kyle's running in too. Energize, not the Energize, the Magnetize put down. Boulder Smash, Hail Mary. Nice. Nice shot right there. That just seemed just all sorts of kind of awkward from Leviathan.
Yeah.
Scattered there.
Middle tower is under attack.
Unsure
That
what to
kick
do.
was boulder smash from Rispirit was funny though. Did you see the Reddit post about Jarax yesterday? Like when you want to go qualify for the World Cup, but your mom makes you play Dota.
I didn't see that. No, there was.
Oh, that was the kick out of the.
Oh,
chrono.
okay. You're talking about a different one. Okay.
Yeah, this one's just like all soccer highlights. It's just like him kicking people.
Oh, okay.
It was in that montage too, but
Yeah. It's a fun hero for that purpose. So, but yeah, not only did that look awkward, but the idea that Ursa, again, he gets the blink, he has the Aegis, but what are they really doing with it? It's just not, nothing's really happening. I mean, he's still sitting here at, I mean, he is 2-0-1, so he's got a couple of kills, 3 to 4 kills, but you figure that that would start picking up here.
it's just a little hard because their team enabling items aren't online yet. There's no blink on Earthshaker. There's no blink on Batrider.
Jeez. That was... I don't think they were intending to get that kill, but they do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Jenkins picked off to the side. Chessie finds him while the harassment was happening. Now, BSJ is going into this fight with very little life. He's just going to pop the enrage, but that's even not going to be enough in the long run. The Aegis ends up going out. You see Slark making his way back, resetting, getting that passive kicking in. Boulder smash done as Ursa comes up. Are they going back in? Assassinate? It's not right. He just barely doesn't have enough mana for it. And he'll be fine in the end, but they get the Aegis use, and yeah, Slark's just kind of poking in and out as a good Slark would be doing. Constantly getting kills.
His timings are just insane in this game. Getting Aquila Tread's Shadowblade by like 1330 is just stupidly fast.
And Sniper does choose to go the Dragonlance anyways. I mean, let's be honest, he's not feeling any pressure this game, so
Yeah.
why not get more enhanced farming?
Well, the Batrider Blink is online right now, so if they do smoke with that, there's a chance they can catch Limp, and if they do get Limp, that'd be a huge pick for them.
Kyle pushing out top lane. You see Earthshaker sitting up here. He's 1550 gold saved up, so getting close to that Blink Dagger here, but still needs a little more room. BSJ by the time he's up here, Kyle's already fallen back though. No kill going to be had there. Again, to clarify, guys, this is a best of 3 Leviathan versus Complexity game 1 here. As far as the schedule for today, I know with all these tournaments going on, it gets a little bit
going
confusing.
on Chessie mid.
As Chessie, yes they are. He's knocking the Dark Pact off. Does he have Shadow
Stop
anything?
moving him.
Nope, he does not. Yeah, almost running him out of range of the Death Ward and BSJ right there even. But
Yeah,
they get the
that
free
was
kill.
I mean that was everything though. That was Reaper, Death Ward, Lasso, but a very big kill for them. That's about a 1400 gold swing.
But I know people bringing up the idea of Evil Geniuses playing. Yes, they are making their debut, but it's after this series, guys. So it's set to happen just under 3 hours from now on this stream here. So, but Z-Freak jumping in with a Magnetized Initiation. Wrath of Nature coming out as well. Kyle throws in the Arcane's Curse and the Shrapnel.
Jeez.
Helping to just tick down Ursa. The auto attack still in there from Limp. It's just, it's not like this heavy burst damage, but you just see their life start evaporating in a couple of seconds.
Last second on the TP, Necro gets assassinated.
What's that
So
last second?
sad.
Oh boy. Well, he's
Oh yeah, when you have all this dot damage and you're ahead, it feels like AoE bursts. You just can't move in it. It's chunking you down. You got Shrapnel, you've got Arcane Curse, Magnetize.
Yeah. This is, I mean, hell, you were even saying you like the draft of Leviathan, but this is just the laning phase going so well by Complexity here across the board.
I think a lot of this goes back to a lack of productivity out of Nusham. He literally was unable to connect with a single gank pre, 11, 12 minutes? He had 0 involvement, and that's just way too slow for a 4 position.
Yeah, the fact he still doesn't have his blink at the rate of this game, 20 minutes in, almost has it, but we've been saying that for a while. He needs 50 more gold, and he'll actually be able to pick it up, but that's going to be yet another
It's
outer
too
tower.
late.
That is all the outer towers destroyed now in favor of
It's
Complexity.
way too late. Everyone's already closing in on like 1500 plus health. Like, Blink's gonna be nice to guarantee, even if you echo 3-4 people, you're probably only getting 2 kills. The one Ursa commits on and the one you use Reapers on. And I don't know if it'll be enough. I really don't. I think that's just too little too late right now. Huge lead built up by Complexity.
You have Nature's Prophet even getting a full-on Orchid here, and now he has that Medallion coming. Again, that's definitely very Complexity, Kyle captaining style, one of those objective-based items. I was going to say, I was a little surprised he actually didn't finish a Solar Crest first after the drums, knowing how they play and their attitude. But he is going to be going back to that after the Orchid, which, of course, is a great
Helm
item
Dom on
itself.
Silencer.
He does this. Yeah, Kyle's actually been doing this lately, too. And it doesn't surprise me because it's Kyle. That goes back to
I mean, the item didn't really get nerfed as much as its cost got increased. Chessie got the Dark Pact off.
Yep.
Easy game.
There you go. And the Global Science was there anyways to save. Not even necessary, but it's going to set up some turn kills. Wedge Doctor goes down. Jenkins going to fall. And see the rest of Leviathan's like, crap, we got to get the hell on out of here. Z-Freak throws out the Magnetize. Unfortunately, it only hit Earthshaker. Nope, never mind. It spreads to Necrophos. The plague is real. And Earthshaker doesn't end up going down. At least Sammy Boy, he will be able to TP out this time, but it just gets worse and worse. This is getting close already to feeling like Leviathan could be thrown in the towel game number 1.
Yeah, it's essentially over. It's almost 1,000 gold a minute coming out of Complexity.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
But yeah, no, the Helm of Dom just kept getting cost increase until it price supports out of buying it. Like, they just couldn't afford it at a certain point. But in this kind of game, they're all rich. I mean, they have so much money to work with.
Yeah. I mean, look at Colin. So he's, what, 6th in the game in net worth right
I don't know
now,
the last
so.
game Kyle's had 6,000 net worth in the game.
It's got to feel good. It's got to feel good. But yeah, having a Helm of the Dominator as a 5 support at 20 minutes into the game, if you could tell me as a 5 support player if I could get that item at 20 minutes, I would love that, right? Like that's a great item to have as you're getting at. It's just you feel underfarmed usually, and you're not able to get that luxury of said item. But you see he takes over the Alpha Wolf. He just sits it on limp right here. At least it was. And that's that much more damage coming out of what is it? 30% more damage.
Radiant's top shrine is under
The base damage there, so you can also get the ogre for the armor and so on.
Yeah, it's just super value. They need to have an upgraded form to it that lets you steal ancients. That'd be sweet.
Jesus. Well, they've already done that for Chen.
has fallen.
The idea of the egg, so Helm of the Dominator level 2. That'd be fun. Patch 7.06. Shifting Fates or whatever. I think that's what it's called.
Dueling Fates?
Dueling Fates, maybe. Yeah, maybe it's that.
Chessie's just going into the base. There's a sentry there and everything.
Man fighting an Ursa, not usually a good idea.
I mean, worst case scenario, oh no, it costs you 50 seconds of waiting with the Slark ult. It wasn't really a risky play at all. It's just kind of funny.
Alright, they say, let's just go to Roshan. They're just sitting in their base anyways. Nothing else to do. Mjolnir finished on Sniper. So, I mean, you also look at the middle match. They picked a Necrophos into Sniper here, as far as the matchup was concerned. And clearly it went the one-sidedness that we kind of expected. But I guess that it does go a little bit back, though, again, to you were mentioning the Earthshaker's impact. And maybe if he was a little more involved in the middle lane, it wouldn't have been as bad.
Yeah, you just got to compare the impact on the 2 4s. Like, Necro loses that lane, yes, but Necro shouldn't be dying in that lane until at least level 6. And he died 4 times before that? 3 or 4? And that's all on the back of Z-Freak out-roaming Nusham. So I can't necessarily give fault to the draft. I actually think the draft was fine. But a couple key things, I mean, the mid lane just hemorrhaging, and it still feels a little weird that BSJ committed that much gold to an early Vlad's.
To clarify, Supreme brought up in chat even, the Silencer was the second pick here from Complexity, actually. So, and yeah, mentioning it's a pretty good Silencer game across the board. Actually, with the Global Science presence and Curse and Last Word, even its whole skill set's pretty strong in this game, so it's definitely been reaping the benefits of that. Necrophos, again, with the Blade Mail after the Veil, as we saw, he's trying to go Radiance. You know, it's one of those cases. It is a good item usually on Necrophos, for sure, but it's just
a pipe
really
dream at this
desperate,
point,
yeah, reach here. As far as getting that item. I mean, to be fair, I don't know if we really can go something else. That would be the more obvious choice here. Might as well try if you're going to stay in.
Limp has a pet.
Yeah, no, he's just keeping the Alpha Wolf on him, yeah.
Yeah, he's just letting him follow.
Here's more damage. Kind of the 2,000 gold saved up on Limp here.
Nice, we went the bonus treants.
Oh yeah, really pushing it in. See all the treants being spawned. Bottom lane, a little bit of harassment down there. But again, Global Science is ready, so even if the Radiant side makes a move right here, obviously Complexity can react to it pretty well. There goes the Rax. Both the range and then the melee to follow. Lincoln Sphere put on Limp right there. Who has it? That's Slark.
Has fallen.
That's the Lincolns.
I mean, this
follow-up
game is
vehicles.
just such a blowout right now. We finally cleared 1,000 gold per minute gained from complexity here over Leviathan.
You are right. 25,000 lean. 26 minutes now hitting into the game. So,
Oh man, gotta get
for
it
that
back.
short period, yeah, we were actually there.
Now Kyle has an Atos as well. I mean, they're so large. They can't die. They're really just borderline unkillable at this point. I'm really not sure what Leviathan's doing staying in this game.
Yeah. Usually it's a case of like maybe they're talking about it, thinking it over, but it feels like it's been at that pace for about 10 minutes now or so. And it's you only want to be talking about that for so long before you actually move on to the second game. But again, as far as complexity is concerned, they're just going to keep doing their thing, keep the lanes pushed in. Not going to take any hefty risks right here. This is an important event, albeit still the first round. And hell, the first game even of the first round, but obviously you want to make a statement early on and look to advance on. So, what is a best of 3 here? The winner of this series will move on and face the winner of Evil Geniuses versus Blue Pikachu, which is going to be our next series. Here we go, finally initiation though. Jumps with the Blade Mail, does Necro. False Global Science comes out though as expected. There's the death on a Necro. Blade Mail, it just didn't matter. He just still damage into it and take him out, so... Obviously, Earthshaker did his part jumping in. He actually still has the Echo Slam. He's going to be using it right here. Jumping on the limb of the backlines. Then the Lancaster almost kept him alive long enough, but finally does go down. But that's just the Aegis. Witch Doctor's picked up. BSJ's dead as well. And now Sammy Boy, that's going to be a dieback. Now you can call the GGs. They wanted at least one big fight like that, and they got it. Well, expected results.
Of course, Sammy Boy. His tag is bad at Dota. Feels bad. But this is kind of making me wonder. It's a little too early to say, sure. But I'm almost feeling like Complexity's starting to fall back into the same position they were in, you know, TI time last year, where they're kind of the gatekeepers of NA, where they may struggle against the EGs and the Dyers of NA, but they're going to just pretty much wreck everyone else. And definitely curious to see how that goes in the long run as this NA meta shapes up.